cold gang. First round draft pick. Welcome to another episode of Cold Game. I'm your host, Isaiah Dotson. I'm here with my co-host, Malcolm Benell. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment, and to all our new subscribers, thank you for subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate you. To all of our old subscribers, thank you for watching another video. Cuz, what it do?
It's good, cuz.
I'm feeling good because I can't complain, man. You know, it's a steady Sunday, man. It's a good Sunday.
Man, is that what today is, man? I be getting lost in the shuffle sometimes. It's Sunday?
Sunday, cuz these ages go by like that, man. Just at end of the weekend, end of the freaking weekend.
Right. Yeah. It was a hot boy weekend.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot, man. And, you know, the weekend started on really the weekend started early because Wednesday was the draft. Wednesday was the draft, first round, and then the second round of the draft was Thursday. The Pacers didn't pick until Thursday. We had two picks in the second round. We picked at number 38, and we picked at 54. With that number 38 pick, we came out and got Cam Jones from Marquette. We had made a trade up with San Antonio just to get in that position to get him.
Mm-hmm.
But Cam Jones, second all-time leading scorer in Marquette history, lefty, as a senior, averaged 19, 4.5 rebounds, almost 6 assists per game. And I think this is a good pickup because I like the fit. He's an older, more experienced, mature player.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll need a lot more of that, especially with Tyrese being out this upcoming season. We're gonna need some experience in there. And I trust Kevin Pritchard and Chris Buchanan. You know, we didn't took some second round flyers on some dudes like Nemhart. He didn't work out. We didn't develop some dudes like Neesmith. He's working out. So whoever we grab, man, I'm trusting the process. Cause what you think about that pickup?
I think it's good. I think that's what I said. We needed. We had, like you said, we didn't get no first round picks, but we needed a bucket. Cause second leading scorer in Marquette history. That sounded like a bucket to me. So, you know, like you said, he's a lefty. He's an older grad. So maybe he can come in and, you know, maybe not give us some real minutes. Maybe he give us those Furphy minutes. I don't know what Furphy's minutes is going to look like this season, but a bucket is a bucket is a bucket because you can get buckets, man. And that's what the Pacers need. Not to say that we had a lack of buckets, man, but, you know, if we're going to be looking at putting being in that starting lineup, we're going to need somebody off that bench who can come in and keep that spark with McConnell and those guys. Because I know we're not going to make a lot of roster adjustments this offseason. I don't see that happening. But if we can bring in more firepower, which will look like we've done through the draft, and that's good. Now let's see what we're going to do through free agency all the way up into the deadline. So I think, you know, we stay in the float. Just keep on bringing in buckets.
Second, with our 54th pick, we took a deep flyer. We went deep in the bag. We got to do that at Liberty. Taylor Peter.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 13.7 last year, 4 rebounds over there at Liberty. He transferred to Liberty for his final year. He spent some time at Tennessee Tech and Arkansas Tech. He's known as a knockdown shooter. He got the pure clip. He shot 45%, almost 46% from three-point range last season. Had good efficiency through advanced metrics. I mean, we taking a flyer on a guy that, you know, not a lot of people had their eye on. So I like that pickup too, cuz man, if we gonna take a flyer on the dude, man, grab a shooter, grab somebody with the clip.
Right.
You know, I think he had either the first or second best shooting metrics in the whole country. You know, grab the clippiest clip of them all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what we do. Bet on the clip.
Right.
And, you know, and even though the competition might have not been the best, one thing you can't deny is the shot form, the shooting setup, and the percentages. You know, so he's out there. Dudes is really D'ing him up, trying to stop him. He out there gunning them down. That's what I like to see. Because what you think about that pick at number 54?
Yeah, I think a number 54 pick in the second round is kind of like, yeah, whatever year is whatever. But if we really going to use them, like you said, let's get some firepower. You know, let's get some more firepower. When you got to a championship run squad like that, a team who just came off a Game 7 win, it's not too much you can do to really, you know, get better with within the draft, because you're not gonna get no Cooper Flag, VJ Edgecombe. You ain't getting them guys. So it's how can we do what we do, which the Patriots is we get deep in that bench. So if we're gonna look down the bench, we need a shooter. If we're gonna look down the bench, we need a bucket. And that's two guys that we picked up in the draft. So we'll see how they work out. The NBA is so iffy when it comes to draft picks and where guys land, if they're gonna be in the G League and all this other stuff. So they get signed. So we'll see how it go. But I like it though. We got some firepower and some buckets to add to what we already have offensively.
Absolutely, man. Taylor Peter. He got an upsize at 3-and-D type player, elite shooter, and Cam Jones, man, 4-year leader, all around player, all around guard. I can't in the second round. I can't complain, man. Good pickup, man. Good draft. We're gonna see what they do now, because the news of the draft, obviously, besides our boy Cooper Flag getting drafted number 1, we already knew he was going number 1. He's a dog. We already knew what he was about. The news of the draft was Ace Bailey. Where would he go? And where he was positioning himself and forcing himself to. Word on the street was he was trying to force his way down to the Wizards at number 6. That was the word, and I had to think about it. I said, why would he be trying to go to the Wizards? The Wizards don't have a leader. They open, they are open. They're an open book right now. You can go over there and really make your mark in this chocolate city. Everybody know about DC. Everybody love DC. For a young brother, it'd be a great place to be and thrive. He gonna have a lot of support, and he's in the capital. It could be a good market. But then Utah said, "Hold on, you're not getting past number 5. You're gonna come over to Utah, come ball out in the mountains. We got that chicken over here too. Come here and be happy." And they said he didn't show up to the pressure the day after, but he ended up showing up today. He said he was happy to be there. Cuz what's your thoughts on Ace Bailey going number 5?
I bet he did say he was happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because once they draft you, they hold that, that key. So, and I don't, it is what it is, man. Bloom where your planet is a term that I was always told, when I was playing sports. Like, these dudes are trying to project where they're gonna go in the draft, and I think that's gonna eventually, man. This narrative is going to eventually start killing dudes' draft stock, like, here in the future, like, because now y'all showing this next generation. I might be the man in college. There's plenty of people who's a man in college and went to the next level. You never heard from them again. So that doesn't mean anything. If I'm gonna get drafted to the Utah, I'm gonna try to get the highest draft pick I can go. Now, yeah, there's some places that you go that might kill your career and stuff. But Bloom, where you playing, because if you're gonna go out there and hoop, go out there and hoop. For Ace Bailey, he was probably trying to duck Utah. I mean, it is what it is. Go get that bag, man. Like, I don't know why these dudes are doing this. Even like your boy from the Bengals or Cincinnati or whatever, who got drafted, and talking about some names showing up to OTAs, and what I'm saying, there's dudes that have been waiting their whole life for this opportunity. Now you're saying you're too good, you're better than these dudes who've been here, who's done that. Like, come on, man. Like, you think you about to go to Utah? You probably won't even be the best player. You probably won't even start at Utah. So don't act like you too good to be in Utah. But hopefully he'll learn his lesson, and we'll see where that goes, man. But I don't like that. I don't like dudes trying to, flog where they gonna go.
Me neither. I don't like that either, cuz. And the thing is, I don't know why young dudes and people in general. Now the boy over in Cincinnati, I feel like he has a legit concern regarding his contract, allegedly.
With the wording in it.
With the wording, right? If something happened, it wouldn't be his contract wouldn't be guaranteed. It's the first time they're doing something like that. He's like, hey, I want my money. I need to guarantee. I can see that. But with trying to force your way into a certain city, certain situation, like you're the GOAT, bro, you're not Bron. If you're a Bron level caliber player, there you can force yourself. You're not even Cooper Flag. If Cooper Flag was to say, okay, I want to go here, people gonna be like, okay, they're gonna listen. But at the end of the day, Coop is not Bron.
Right. Not
even KD. Even though Coop is special, but he's special because he's a humble dude too, And his character, his makeup is part of what makes him special. He's a team player. This dude's Ace Bailey, no offense, you're trying to force yourself where to go. Your team didn't make the tournament.
Right.
You played on the worst team in the Big Ten, and you had a top 5 draft pick on the team with you. And you're trying to force yourself where to go, bro. Just be happy that a team even picked you, because if I'm a GM, I want winners. And I'm going to look at that resume and be like, bro, was that Rutgers and he played with a top 5 draft pick? They didn't even make the tournament? Is he a conduit of winning? Is he the type of player that we need to build this into a championship winning program? I don't know, because what you didn't win in college, and now you're trying to force your way. That's another thing too, because the people around you in his circle, they giving him bad advice. Who's his agent? Word on the street, his agent is Sharif Cooper's father. Sharif Cooper was a draft pick 4 or 5 years ago. Sharif Cooper came out of Auburn. His father is representing this young dude. I just want to know. I'm not questioning Sharif Cooper's father's ability to diagnose problems and manage a high level talent, because his son was a high level talent as well, and deal with these big contracts and these being in rooms with big executives. But if you're Ace Bailey, why wouldn't you go over to Clutch? I want to know, because if I'm a high level prospect, I'm calling Rich Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. Why wouldn't you put your career in the hands of somebody who's proven to get big dollars for their clients, who signed billions of dollars worth of contracts, who actually been in the same meeting rooms as these executives? He didn't sit in the same room as these executives many times and worked and negotiated many deals, and then leveraged his players to go many different places. It's this dude. It seemed like it's this dude's first time working this, because Ace Bailey didn't get where he wanted to go. Obviously, he missed plenty workouts for teams. He wasn't going to workouts, and you're not showing up to the pressure the day after you get drafted. That's bad advice.
That's business.
That's bad business. It's a bad look publicly. Your publicity is going down. If you, because it's not just on the court product, cause it's gonna be, that's marketing and agency dollars as well too. Because if I'm a brand and I'm looking to sign you, like, do I want you to represent my brand with that type of attitude, with that type of persona?
Selfish. I mean, it's just selfishness. I mean, that's what it comes off as. And like, you say with the Clutch Sports thing, like maybe he did reach out to them, but they seen the way he was moving, or I don't know. I can't put that on Ace because I don't know. And I know he's going through uncharted waters with the NBA draft and entering the NBA. So if that's his agent, then shame on his agent. But if that's him moving like that, then that's probably why he couldn't get with a Clutch Sports. They're like, bro, that's selfish, bro. Like, we not doing that. We're gonna negotiate you the best deal. You're gonna go to these workouts. You're gonna show what you can do. Now, if you got things you need to hide, if you don't want to go to these workouts and stuff because you try to, maybe I can't really shoot like that, or maybe I'm not as fast as maybe I can't D up like that. Then okay, but you ducking media days and post draft conferences and stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, you'll get buried in the league real quick, because there's gonna be somebody in the next year's draft that's gonna be 10 times better than you, and it looked like I'm looking on this draft board. It looked like with that number 18 pick, Walter Clayton Jr. got traded to the Jazz, so he might be a second afterthought out there in Utah anyway.
Because that was a crazy alley-oop and a perfect segue. Because speaking of Walter Clayton Jr., on the flip side, I was just gonna say it's crazy because Utah might have had the best draft out of everybody.
Right?
They picked up 2 killers for real. I mean, Ace Bailey, he still has to prove himself on the NBA level. Like I said, he has to show and prove that he's a conduit of winning. But Walter Clayton Jr., they got the best shooter, the best clutch shooter. I don't care what percentage you say. He got the clip.
And he got the ring, and he got the championship.
He got the hardware. He didn't show that he's a conduit of winning. He's an ambassador of Quan. Well, he got whoever his agent was. They got him paid because he went higher than what was expected. They had Walter Clayton Jr. going in the 20s. I'm like, no, sir. I think he went higher than what he was expected to go. He landed in a good spot. all I can do now, I can envision, I can see maybe 2, 3, 4 years from now, I can see Utah being in the playoffs. I can see them being potentially a team young and up and coming that you're gonna have to deal with. So great draft by them. I also like what Charlotte did. They went and got them Duke boys, Conk and Nipple, make that twine tickle. And then they got the boy Sion James from Duke as well, too. So good draft by them, man. Nico got lucky, man. I see him celebrate hard, man. Nico, you really got lucky because you let it cool, man. But shout out to Dallas.
It's a conspiracy, man. It's all a conspiracy.
Adam
Silver set it up.
They definitely set it up. All right, cuz, man. Let's talk about these Fever. We kind of had a rough week this week. We went 1-2, but we did win our last game versus the Wings. Kelsey Mitchell went off, season high 32 points, marking her 16th consecutive game with over 10 plus points. She also reached 500 plus career rebounds and crossed that milestone, 4,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 assists, 500 threes. Kelsey Mitchell, thank you for your services. We need to see more of you. And then also Leah Boston, 21 points. Natasha Howard, 15 points, 13 rebounds. What that showed me was, DeWanna Bonner, we don't need you. We got hoopers. We got plenty of hoopers and plenty of depth. I don't know what was going through your head and what personal reasons you have for wanting out. But your replacement, Ari McDonald, her first start, fresh in the Fever jersey, first game, 13 points, 6 assists. The first time I seen DeWanna Bonner in the Fever jersey, she couldn't hit a bar from a mile. Her shot was off, and she was throwing that thing away. I was like, "Who is she?" She was trash, And that was my first initial impressions of DeWanna Bonner. Who is she? She is garbage. Why did we get her, and why is she starting? So the fact that she's off the team, hey, I'm not tripping. We picked up a killer. We won our last game. The only bad thing is Caitlin Clark is out.
She's still injured
with the groin. What's your thoughts on the Fever, cuz?
Yeah, I mean, I think we we in the right trajectory. Like, of course, when Caitlin Clark gets back, we're gonna be, hitting on all cylinders. But I was just reading an article by Sports Illustrated that's kind of claimed that DeWanna wanted out of Indiana because of the superstar that Caitlin Clark is becoming, and that she's being kind of overstarred, man. But that's just some hating stuff, man. If that's the case, I ain't gonna put that on there. I know that's just, what the reports are coming out as, but you can't hate on Caitlin Clark, man. Caitlin Clark is she's only a couple years in, man, but she's looking like she's gonna go down as a Hall of Fame legend the way she playing. Like, so I don't know if there's too much more that she can't do. But she is the face of the WNBA, like, period, point blank. Like, it's not even the face of the Indiana Fever. So it don't matter where you go, DeWanna Bonner, you still gonna be living in Caitlin Clark's shadow. So she is that girl. She's the face of the WNBA. And if that was the reason that you wanted that Indiana, shame on you. You should, participate, don't hate, get along on that ride. You might have got some deals just by being next to the star, but you burnt yourself. So, sayonara, we'll see you. But shout out to the Fever. And I think also Caitlin Clark, she got named one of the captains of the All-Star team for the upcoming WNBA All-Star games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DeWanna Bonner was only averaging 7 points and 3.8 rebounds. So yeah. But Caitlin Clark, yeah, I think she's definitely number one in All-Star voting.
Yep, 1.2 million votes. Mm-hmm. Next person up was Collier with 100,000 fewer, so probably about 1.1 million.
Mm-hmm. We'll be definitely in tune. The next game, the Commissioner's Cup on Tuesday, July 1st. We played the Minnesota Lynx, national TV on Prime Video. We're gonna tap in, man. We're gonna treat that. We're gonna treat that as such. Commissioner's Cup. We need that. So shout out to the Fever. Caitlin Clark, get well. We need you on that court soon. And before we go to our next subject, because I want why it's on my mind, why it's on my heart. we are a Indiana based pod. We cover all sports, all we're gonna talk about it all, but mostly you're gonna hear us talk about the Pacers, coaching the Fever, and being from Indiana, man. I just want to, and me not being at home right now, and my cousin being there right now, man. I just want to tell everybody in the city, be safe, man. It's the summertime. It's hot outside, man. A lot of senseless gun violence is going on right now, and yeah, man. I feel like in the back of your head, no matter what, man, if you could just think in your head, man, sometimes it's just not worth it, man. Your life ain't worth it. An argument is not worth it. In any situation. Well, most times, most situations, man, it could be worked out or it could be dealt with differently than automatically going to gun violence, man. So that's my thing, man. I just want everybody to be safe, man, and, because you can't once you pull that trigger, man, you can't take it back. Once that life is lost, you can't get it back. Once you engage in violent activity, you know, violence it only escalates. So I just urge everybody just to think before you act. And man, just think about your family, think about the people that's gonna love you, people that love you now, and that's my thing, cuz that's all I want to say on that, man. I just had that on my heart, cuz.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, cuz.
No, I was just gonna say absolutely, and I know just over these past 2 days, today and yesterday. I mean, this is within the last 48 hours. Shooting on the north side, 2 men shot on the north side, shooting on the near east side, a shooting on the west side, and then a triple shooting on the east side, on the far east side. So, yeah, we gotta do better, man. Learn how to use our wires, man. Learn how to use our hands, if anything, So, because that never ends well. When y'all pull them guns out, man. So, you know the saying, you pull them out, you got to use them. So keep them guns put up, man. And I know everybody feels bigger and better when they got that gun on their hip, but that always leads to something somewhere somebody ain't trying to go, whether that's to prison or to to the grave. So
yeah. So but with that being said, man, just a couple other things. Shout out to Prince Alexander Moody. He committed to Indiana this past week. He took an official visit this week. 4-star guard out the DMV. Man, welcome to Hoosier Nation, man. We've been waiting on some good news from a high school commit. I don't think we had one since Trent Sisley. Last year he committed early. We had some decommits, but welcome to Hoosier Nation, man. And we have a long history with them DMV guards, man. We can't get enough of them, man. Shout out to Troy. Troy already told me, hey, he ain't from the DMV. He's from the VA from Virginia, But them East Coast guards, them East Coast players, but they usually come to IU and kill. Like Troy, he came to Indiana and killed. Robert Johnson, he's from the DMV, came to Indiana and killed. Probably one of our best players to come out of Indiana, Victor Oladipo. He's from the DMV. He came to Indiana and killed. Man, so Prince Alexander Moody coming to Indiana, man. This another DMV guy that's gonna come and kill again, man. So welcome to Indiana, Prince of Bloomington. I like that name.
My question is, cuz
what?
Shout out to Prince Moody, man. But Darren DeVries, where are the footers? Where are the bigs? Where are the footers? Where are the bigs? Are we gonna make this run with our guards, cuz?
Hey, yo, man, that's a great question, cuz. But we got for this upcoming season, we really got one more scholarship we can fill. We got 12. I think you can go up to 14 or 15 scholarship players. From what's been reported, Indiana only wants to go up to 13 just because of revenue sharing. Because now, with that revenue sharing, you got to split everything up, and it just makes the most sense if you cut it to 13. Mm-hmm. So we got 12. We got one more scholarship we can fill for this year. We're really waiting on to see if Anthony Leal or Luke Goody get they waiver approved, but we need a footer, man. Like Cuz said, where's the footers, man? Because right now on the roster, we got a 6'11" guy, Reed Bailey, but he's more of a forward type player. He's not really known for being a banger, being a rebounder, being a shot blocker. And we got the dude Alexis who transferred over from Florida. He's 6'8". and he protects that rim. And he's athletic, but he's not a footer. We need a footer, and I know this day and age, a lot of coaches, they feel. I think our style, a lot of coaches are gonna put those footers in the pick and roll off the rip. So you have to have the right type of footer. You just can't have a dude that's out there 7-1 for nothing. He got to be able to move his feet. He got to be able to run up and down that court. And most importantly, again, he got to be able to move his feet. Rule number 1, move them feet. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1.
Right? Yeah, straight up.
For real. So I think just finding the right piece is good. But I think Coach DeVries said sometimes there's other ways to protect the rim than having a 7-footer. And when he says that, cuz in my head, what he's saying, and I understand it, you can protect the rim by having 5 spread out. That's what I'm thinking he's saying. If other team got a 7-footer down there, you have 5 shooters on the court and make that 7-footer work. You make it to the point where they're going to question why is he, he can't be on the floor in the game because they're going to work him out so tough. They're going to put him in pick and roll constantly. It's not going to be a purpose of him even being in the lane. You could be 7-footer, but what's the point of being 7-footer when you got to guard the perimeter?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. He said protect the rim. When he said protect the rim, it makes me think he's just going to be aggressive defensively. He's going to force it and force them, force action away from the rim, apply pressure. But you get the right 7-footer posting up, man. It's nothing you can do.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking, what are we gonna do offensively versus their 7-footer defensively? I'm thinking, what are we gonna do defensively against their 7-footer offensively? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's all I think. I think it's always good. You said 6'11". That's good to have on a roster, but I think you just need somebody who's scraping around that 6'10", 7-foot mark just to stay in competition. Like I don't want that to be the reason that we lose is because we can't match up with people size wise. Now I think guards wise we good. I think we got some size, from our guards, from our forwards, and that whatever have you. But man, it just sometimes when you look watching that NCAA tournament, man, and you see them teams come through with them conch nipples and them big dudes out there, it's just like, dang, how we match up with that, and I don't want to be outmatched.
Absolutely, man. So Darren DeVries, you got one more shot to fill out this 2025 roster. They play some games out of Puerto Rico in August. So we'll see. Also, we play a game against Kansas in late November. We got a game against Kansas State. We didn't set up, but I'm looking on the schedule. Everybody turn your calendar and look at December 20th. We don't have a game scheduled for that weekend. I think we're going to fill that schedule with one more big game. I think we play Kentucky on the 13th, and we play Louisville sometime in that general area as well too. I gotta look at the schedule, but we don't have a game for December 20th. I'm looking for a big home and home series with a high major to fill out our non-conference schedule. So everybody keep an eye on that. Shout out to Teddy Bear Roofing. If you have any exterior siding, roofing needs, gutter needs, contact Teddy Bear Roofing. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Master's Touch. It's a professional home healthcare service. If you got people that's that needs to that's in need of trusted giving care, contact the Master's Touch. And if you need some mattresses, some soap, some sheets, it's only one person to holler at if you're in the city, man. It's only one person to go to, and that's my cousin right here. Tap it with Mount. You can get with us, man. So if you haven't, make sure if you're watching this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we appreciate y'all, man. Cold game.
Cold game.
Cold game. First round draft pick.